The New York Region 1 Parent Training and Information Center Collaborative Advocates for Children of New York, INCLUDEnyc, the Long Island Advocacy Center, and Sinergia, in partnership with Community Inclusion and Development Alliance, the Chinese American Planning Council, and the New York DeafBlind Collaborative, are proud to present Candid Conversations, Handing Over the Reins.
Part 1. Hopes and Dreams.
What are your hopes and dreams for your child's future?
That is hard because one thing is what we as parents want, and the other thing is that what they want, and the third is like what they're able to do. And all of those three pieces are moving pieces, right? How we reach a point that we can bring the three pieces together and we all are happy with the outcome, that's the challenge. That's the day-to-day challenge. For me, the future, I'm measuring 1 month at a time, one school year at a time. I have learned not to plan and be worried about what's going to happen when they are adults. That's something that we're putting the foundation right now, and because those are moving pieces, right? We will see. We're hoping that we're increasing the probabilities for both of them to be successful, to be able. And how do we measure success, right? It's for them to be able financially independent, for them to be able to pay their bills, for them to be able to enjoy the community, to be included, hopefully to have their own place, especially the challenge that every single New Yorker is experiencing right now with rents, right? So those are clear worries that I have, but what can I do about that right now? Not that much. So we continue focusing on the day-to-day, the year by year, with both of them. My hope is that now that we successfully transition to high school, is to have the rest of the school year right now for them to get more comfortable in this new school environment, especially for Maya, because it's the first time that she's no longer with her brother within the same school. They were in the same school, but different programs from kindergarten to 8th grade. But right now it's the first time that she's on her own. So it's like a wait and approach that we have right now at home. She wants to go to college. She wants to do so many things, but every single time that we're going back to the IEP, we are seeing that there's certain areas that she's just not ready, not yet. And that's mean that we need to work more with her, especially in the social emotional component. So I'm trying to remove that pressure about expectations that, oh, you have to go to school, you have to go to college. I tell both of my kids, you have the rest of your lifetime to do that. Right now, my priority is their social emotional component and their ability to be independent in the community. Both of them are using public transportation. Both of them are right now using their own debit cards. So those are the little foundation stepping stones that I'm putting for both of them. And when people ask me what about their future, it's like, we'll see. We'll see. I need to wait for them to be the lead voice in my family to tell me what they would like to do. And then for me to say, this is how I can support you. So we are moving towards that now that they're transitioning to high school. I'm hoping that we're going to be able to have the support of the school counselor in terms of exploring what they would like to do. Maya is thinking about college. Tomas is thinking about a technical vocational career, which some people may say, but why? Why not college? And I'm going to say, why not technical career or vocational, right? Right now, he's going to a CTE school, career technical education. And we are consistently assessing how he's doing. And as long as the social emotional is good, everything will fall into place for him. So that's where we are right now in terms of our hopes and dreams.
My hope is for her to be independent, that as time goes by, that she'll need me less and less, that I will just be like a support, but not the person that will make all her decisions for her. That she'll be able to be more confident in herself and to have a normal life.
Hopes for his future is a loaded question, because I believe my hopes for him are the same for all parents and universal. which is for him to be healthy, happy, engaged, surrounded by love, and to be valued as a person and within the different environments that he'll be in. And I think because of who he is, it looks a little different for us and isn't universal, because how to make our vision a reality and come to life is challenging. And so with all that said, and you know, I'll take it back a step. When I say challenging, it's because of the way that service systems are set up and the way that society views people with disabilities, and with all the history that goes along with it. It's figuring out a future for him that's within reach. And in addition to those challenges, in a perfect world, still want him to be safe, healthy, happy, engaged in his surroundings and with people. Also want him to have a life of his own that is separate from me and his other parent, and from the home that he grew up in, and to create a life outside of that, and one that he can like. You know, it's not only him being happy, it's him feeling good about where he is and what he's doing and who he's with.
I'd like to be happy and healthy, and to gain our independence, to overcome obstacles in life. And I wish for her to live a purposeful life.
What are your concerns about transition for your child?
My concern is, like, as of right now, I don't feel like she's there yet in terms of what I just mentioned with the independence. For the simple fact, like, I am making all the decisions for her right now. I am doing everything for her. And so I feel like she's not there yet. And because she suffer and anxiety also. So I think, like, every time we talk about the future, she panic. So I guess one of the things is, like, I want her to be more comfortable in her skin, that about time, maybe like a year from now, like, she would not panic just because she's going away to college or whatever, because we're trying to sort the college process, and just mentioning college to her have her in a anxiety fit. So I guess that would be something, it would be less of, that would be good for her and for me.
I think that the biggest concern that I have with both of them is how we parents are not heavily involved or part of the conversation when the kids are going to community schools in an inclusive program. It's not the same when they were in elementary school or middle school. Right now, there is more, they need to be the one in charge of this. So that's my concern. My concern now, especially with two different schools, is that I am missing something, that maybe I'm dropping the ball, that I might not be paying attention, that these are conversations that already happen with them without me, and how I'm going to address that, right? I don't know. This is new for me. This whole high school is new for me, and for the kids to go to big high schools where there is a completely different approach that has not been clearly explained, at least to parents, right? It is difficult. It is difficult just to trust the process. But at the end of the day, I see this as an opportunity for me to see where the kids are in their advocacy skills. Like, what I mean is, like, right now they're on 8th grade. So this is going to be, no, 9th grade. Yeah. So, yeah. So you see, this is the confusion. And just to be able that allow them the space to demonstrate where they are. And the support that I've been receiving is that I've been clear and articulating this to the school, both schools, letting them know about my fears about this is new for us. And I know that you guys are trying to bring them more for them to be in charge of those conversations. So the support that I'm asking for both schools is to let me know when do I need to step in and support both of the kids. So for example, I invite both of my kids to come to their IEPs. They have to be there. It's not negotiable. But it's hard, especially for Maya. She just refuses to go to her IEP. So we are being thinking out of the box how to involve her in that conversation. So last year, she was able to tell me, I don't want to be there. And she was able to tell me why not. And she wrote what she wanted to be her voice at the IEP. This year, we have a pre-meeting, right? And she's been asking vocally, clearly, that she doesn't feel that she needs some of the related services. So we set everything into motion, and it was a success. Her voice was clear and loud during her IEP. But that means that we were able to look for different opportunities for that to happen, not like the traditional way that you're sitting in the meeting and then you ask the student. No, we were able to see something different, and I think that meets the goal for us.
지금은 학교 테두리 안에 있어서 제가 피부로 이렇게 와닿진 않은데 우려되는 부분은 그거인 것 같아요. 지금은 교육적인 부분, 사회성 같은 모든 것을 배우고 보호받고 있는데 성인이 되어서 소속이 없어지면 그 어려운 문제를 직면할 때 부모로서 어떻게 잘 해결할 수 있을까? 이거를 누구랑 의논을 해야 될까? 뭐 이런 생각. 그리고 도움을 청하면 도움을 받을 수는 있겠죠. 근데 그게 아마도 오롯이 부모의 책임이 되지 않을까 생각됩니다.
Oh man, is that a timely and loaded question, as he only has a couple more years within the education system, meaning, you know, he will age out. And, you know, the immediate concern there is what will he do every day? Because he's been receiving services and supports officially since he's been less than a year old. And to not have a place to go to every day, you know, he's at school Monday through Friday all day. And when that ends, we have to create a new schedule for him and kind of a new life. And so, you know, my concerns have different dimensions. So there is the concern on what that looks like, how to create it, how to support it, and most importantly, how to fund it. What exactly would be best for him? What does he want to do? How do we make that happen to the best of our ability while also, you know, paying the bills and working and meeting other responsibilities day to day in a city where it is not easy to do that. I mean, it's not easy anywhere, but sometimes I think New York is a very hard place to live. And how do we do that with putting our vision for him in place? And so it's very challenging. And I'm not sure there's supports in place from a structural perspective with systems as is. However, I do think there are kind of like there's soft skills to becoming employed. There's soft skills and finding support. And, you know, that looks like for us, speaking with other parents and how they, with kids like ours, like Jack's, and what they know, what they've experienced, what's worked for them, what hasn't, who else they have talked with, It also means having very hard conversations with his other mom and what we want for him, and seeing if it aligns. And it's not easy. And the big elephant in the room is, where does he live, and how do we fund that, and how do we make that happen so we can still be integrated into each other's lives and let go to some extent. Sort of similar to, I think, how people feel when their kids leave for college. I don't think it's easy for parents, and based on my own experience in figuring this out from a technical perspective and emotional. And part of that, I think, has to do with the history of people like Jack. And, it's only a few decades where people like him are mostly living within the communities and not institutionalized. And so zooming out, those systems and places are still being formed, and especially for places and service organizations to provide activities and housing in creative ways, because it's relatively new. And us learning as much as we can with the limited resources out there, especially for housing here in New York City because of real estate, and making that happen. And how do we fund that? How do we fund an individualized life for Jack based on who he is, what he needs, what he wants, and his interests, and safety being first and foremost, in a time where there is very limited resources externally. It's not easy, it's daunting. And this is the stuff that keeps me up at night. And at the same time, I have no reason to think it won't be okay, because everything has been relatively okay thus far.
Do you have a plan for life after high school?
I want to go to college and I want to become an advocate for subway accessibility. My concern is that I would like to go away for college, but I need 24/7 support. And I would like my parents to support me, but they both work in the city. There are no colleges that have 24/7 support or OT and PT.
I feel like now since college is like a year away, a few years away, I'm planning to go through college. A 4-year college is what I'm hoping for, and trying to keep my grades up to continue to get into a good college. But I don't really know what I want to do going through this, so I'm kind of undecided with my career path after college. So I feel like I'm starting off at a decent start, but I feel like in order to continue on after college, I need to figure out what I want to do. I feel like commitment, because I feel like in order to do something, you have to be committed to do it. You shouldn't do something if you don't feel like you don't want to do it all in all. And I feel like also another concern is what I want to do. I know it's like you can change it a lot of times, but I feel like I don't want to be in the position when I'm just sitting there not knowing what I'm doing all, like in total.
I think I want to go to college. Probably try to be in the maritime industry. Maybe be a ship captain. But at this point, I'm not 100% sure what course I want to take. But so far, it's leaning to be a captain. Mainly just going through high school itself, because it could be a little challenging, like school-wise, trying to keep your grades up and your social life up. And my only concern right now is really just like getting good grades and being able to hopefully get a full ride scholarship. But if anything, some sort of like financial aid or scholarship.
What is a typical day like for you?
I'm doing well. A typical day looks like for me is quite pretty adventurous from time to time. I recently graduated from Kingsburg Community College with my associate's degree in liberal arts. So I'm currently living at home with my family. I'm a blogger, advocate, and I'm an advocate lead at the Regional Centers for Workforce Transformation. The acronym for that is RCWT. I'm also a motivational speaker, a certified professional coach, and an author of my very own book for special education to college, The Katrina Story, Breaking Those Glass Ceilings. I'm also a speaker for the Respectability Speakers Bureau, as well as a founder and executive director of my very own organization called Disability Champions Mentoring Network. Wow, that's a big question. I had no idea my life was going to take the shape that it has today, as my plans after high school were pretty hopeless. I knew I wanted to get a job, or if not, go to college. I was truly given no plan or pathway for my life after high school besides since I focused a lot on receiving proper services. As a result, many felt that was my focus, and also due to needing a lot of support physically and to get my services like physical and occupational therapy, that college is not possible because those services is not provided in college, especially having like a paraprofessional in high school who supported me throughout the day.
A typical day is when I get out of bed at 7:45, I do all my ADLs with the help of my home attendant, and then I go to work. After work, sometimes I go shopping or I go out to eat. So I have a big mouth. I have a very big mouth. And I've always said after high school, I need to make an impact. So both my jobs that I had after high school is to help both of my communities. The first one was to help my living community, which is around Flushing, and helping my Asian community communicate. So right now, my job is my job title is I'm a respite coordinator for people with special needs. And so that helps me align with my needs because I'm bringing awareness. And to have awareness brings attention. And to bring attention, you can help a lot more and educate a lot more people.
Yep. So I'm going to take a year off. I'm going to go to work. And then in 2025, I'm going to go to RIT. I feel like I'm not ready for college yet. And so I wanted to prepare and do some learning and get some experience being independent, traveling, and just learn different things and really understand before I go out into the world. And then I would like to go into work. And then after that, I'd like to go to college.
Have questions? Need help? Please feel free to reach out to us. Advocates for Children of New York, 866-427-6033, INCLUDEnyc, 212-677-4660, Long Island Advocacy Center, 516-248-2222, Sinergia, 212-643-2840, extension 602. Chinese American Planning Council CPC, 718-224-8197, Community Inclusion and Development Alliance CIDA, 718 358-8899, New York DeafBlind Collaborative, 718-997-4856.
On behalf of the New York Region 1 Collaborative and our fellow partners, thank you for watching.